Hey there, welcome back to the Stories to Remember podcast. I'm your host, Gitte, and today we're gonna be talking about a little personal experience that I caught myself a couple of hours ago, and it's around comparison is the thief of joy. I know we're living in a world where this is being done by a lot of people. And especially in entrepreneurship, it seems to be something that makes people give up on their dream and on their journey. So I wanted to do a specific episode around this and share with you a little bit about my own personal experiences with this. Why I think you should really get aware of you doing it and give it up. Some tips on how to go about it. And I think that's it, but who knows? I might cover some more. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Alright, so let me start off with telling you a little story. My comparing has basically been there from a very, very early age on. I'm the youngest, have two older siblings, and comparison is something that was always there. If it was not done by me, myself, it was done by my brothers. And I think it's quite normal to have that with your siblings. You want to be better at certain things than them, or you simply want to get more attention from your parents, so you try to figure things out how your brothers get them or sisters, and try to do it differently to see if that works. So there's always this comparing behavior. For me, having two older brothers also meant that as the younger sister, I did not want to be less good at certain elements as them. So I would stand my ground and I would beat them at certain things. If we talk about getting my car driving license, they both had to go through two tests, written tests, I believe, and I think the driving part they covered straight away, but it meant that I needed to make sure that I could get my written test done in one time, and I did. So I did that. And then I was a gymnast in a younger age. They were both football players and tennis players, and we did a lot of sports. But whenever we were at home, and my dad would, for example, make a joke that my brothers couldn't win with doing press-ups. They would challenge me. And of course, as the youngest one, I did not want to give up. So I would continue as long as needed to make sure that I could win. So a little healthy competition as such, but it also meant that the comparing would automatically start from a young age, because I wanted to beat them, I wanted to be better at them, I wanted to make sure that whatever they did, I could as well. And that grew even more throughout my gymnastic career as I trained on a certain level that was expected for me to train a certain amount of hours each week and have regular competitions across the nation and wider in some cases. And the comparing is there. If someone did a specific technique that I didn't yet, then obviously the thing you would do is try to go and do that technique as well, and hone in on it. So I think we automatically throughout our lives are starting to compare ourselves with others. And what I've come to realize over the years as well is that it's good if you do that from a healthy competition standpoint, to see what someone else is doing and to get inspired and motivated by it. It's not as healthy anymore as soon as you start, what's the word for it? Start obsessing with it, or start to not do certain things because you believe that someone is already way further ahead and you will never be able to get there. And therefore you decide to not even start. Those are the things where comparison just brings you down. And that's where comparison becomes the thief of joy, because you're not doing things anymore because you want to do them, but you're doing them because someone else is doing them and they're doing it better, and maybe therefore you're not even starting anymore. I think a really important part that I've really became aware of and really tried to hone in on and repurpose within my mind and consistently try to change my behaviors and belief systems around it is making sure that I'm aware that my journey is different than anyone else's journey out there. There is no one else like me on this planet. From what I've been through as a person, through my skills, through my family members, there's no one out there that I can compare myself with on a healthy, equal level. It doesn't exist. And so I want you to become really, really, really aware of that, because once you start realizing that there's no one else out there like you, it doesn't really matter anymore what anyone else is doing. You just focus on you and what you want and how you can get there. And I think that's where you as a person and as an entrepreneur differentiate yourself, become more authentically aligned to who you are, and just have more fun in doing things. Like, I don't know if you listened to the first episode that I did, where I gave a little introduction about me and my journey on the podcast, and I actually talked on there about how I was comparing myself with people that have already recorded hundreds of different podcasts, who have a whole production behind them, who basically have honed in on the skill and really mastered it and simply have become one of the bests out there. And me, here, recording my first couple of episodes, started to compare herself with those people. It's not an honest comparison. Like, no way in hell I can record my first couple of podcasts and be as good as some of those people out there. Being aware of that has made me realize that I can just record. I can do it for fun. I can do it so that I get better at it. I can do it to eventually have that production team behind me as well, and to feel really confident in recording these episodes. It's more about me in that case and about what I find important for myself. It's no longer about trying to win something or trying to be seen a certain way. And I want you to start doing that as well. This is your journey. This is your life, the one life you're having. And you're the only one you should compare yourself to. You can compare yourself on a daily basis. Sure, every hour, for my sake, who cares? But you should only be comparing yourself with yourself, because that's the only honest comparison you can make. I also want you to understand that there are people out there that need you. Your authentic self, not the you that is trying to be someone else, not the you that is trying to stay in line and be compared with people out there. They need you, simply you, and your abilities, your voice, your way of doing things. They need to learn from you. And once you start understanding that yourself as well, again, you're able to help more people. You're able to attract more clients. You're able to attract more friends and better relationships that align with who you are, which again will make things more fun in life. You see what's happening? So instead of trying to compare yourself, ask yourself, where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What is one improvement you can make that will get you closer to that goal? What is one action you can take that will improve yourself and that will again get you closer to that goal? Start leaning in and compare yourself only with yourself, no one else out there. It's the only way that you will feel confident enough to take action. Because the more you compare yourself, the more you get in analysis paralysis kind of modus, and you most likely will stop yourself. It's the reason why most entrepreneurs give up, because you look at someone 10 steps further, like I did with podcasting, and it almost stopped me from actually doing it. So ask yourself, what am I not doing that I want to be doing right now because I've been looking at someone else's journey? Answer that for me. And then tell yourself that you can do this, that this is your journey, that you do not need to compare yourself with anyone else because you're you. You are here for a reason. You're at this point in your life for a reason. You're not where other people are for a reason. So trust on that. Trust that your journey is different. Trust that your journey needs to be different. Trust that there are people out there wanting to learn from your journey, from where you are right now, not from the one that is already 100 steps further. So change your mindset, change your belief system, and then start taking action because you're worth it. Have fun, put some joy in it, and just improve yourself a little bit every single day. Wrap up another episode on the Stories to Remember podcast. I want to thank you for being a part of our community. It's your support and engagement that keeps me going. I would also like to request a small favor. If you found value in this episode and enjoyed our podcast so far, I kindly ask you to subscribe. Your subscription not only means the world to me, but also helps me to expand the reach, connect with more incredible guests, and continue sharing inspiring stories. Furthermore, your engagement and feedback are invaluable to us, so please do share your thoughts on the podcast. For now, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and I can't wait to have you with us next time. See you then.